Satsang-7. Objects of perception cease along with the perceiver. 20th November, 1934. Evening Satsang. Seeing with wisdom is to feel that all is Brahman. You have heard this, but this is not meant to be merely heard. It is meant to be directly experienced. All beings are essentially of the nature of Brahman. If you start analyzing and judging others, you become one of the analyzed, a separate entity, and this is bondage for you. When you think of another person as a thief, the content of your mind becomes that of the thief, because you are thinking of a thief. When you speak about worldly objects, you take everything as real and behave and act accordingly. Yet, when you listen to spiritual instructions or come to understand them through direct experience, you rarely keep them in your mind as true. Maintain the attitude that all is Brahman and act with the conviction that it is true. Do not keep it dormant in your life by merely saying, "I have heard it." Test it in your life and see if it is true or not. If you look at everything as being only Param Atman, then you become God, Shiva. But if you see everything as being merely the phenomenal, mundane world, then you remain only as an individual, a jiva. The world appears according to how you look at it. If you look at it as Brahman in various forms, you will see everywhere only Brahman. If you do this, the fever of me, the pride of ego, dissolves. For example, if there is a wife, then there is a husband. But if there is no wife, whose husband can be there? Because there is the seen, there is the seer. If there is nothing to be seen, how can the seer come into being? If you discard the seen, there is only Brahman. If all of the things in your possession are destroyed, what can the mind think of? When the sense of I is immersed or is drowned, then only Brahman is. The sign of pure Brahman is that there is no such thing as me or I at all. Whatever is only Brahman. What you perceive of objectively as a person by some name or label is not Brahman. If you have not seen who you are yourself, What is the use of going to sacred places of pilgrimage, such as Varanasi, if there is no awakening within to the spiritual nature of oneself? What is the use of talking about Brahman like a parrot would? Remove the poison that has affected your mind. You become more experienced according to what you do repeatedly over and over. Everyone has the habit of speaking about the sense objects. Drop that habit and speak about the wisdom of Brahman. In that way, by constantly reflecting on that, you become Brahman. You should spend your time discussing spiritual knowledge. When you talk of sense objects over and over again, you only become more worldly. The aspirant for self-realization should keep relatives and friends close who are interested in these subjects. Do not waste your life talking with others. It is a rare luck to have relatives who are devotees. If you have no self-knowledge, what is the use of all worldly activities? The advice given by saints who are our true relatives is directly applicable to daily living, because that advice is a dialogue in oneness. The Master who shows us the path of liberation is our real relative. One should tune oneself like tightening the strings of a veena. If the instrument is rightly tuned, its sound will be resonant. Your relationship with the Master should be of that kind. He who helps himself is the truly lucky one.